Help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. People like to say that time heals everything. What they don't mention is that sometimes time doesn't heal, it clarifies. It strips away illusions, exposes what really happened, and shows you who people truly are. My ex-wife, Leah, walked out of my life 2 years ago. She claimed she needed to discover herself, which was just poetic camouflage for, I found someone new. I didn't argue. I didn't plead. I simply watched her gather her belongings and leave through the same doorway we once imagined our entire future behind. Back then I was wrecked. No sense pretending otherwise. The silence she left behind wasn't peaceful, it felt like a weight pressing on my chest. When you've grown used to someone's voice echoing through your days, the quiet becomes almost unnatural. Even your own thoughts feel unfamiliar. Still, I rebuilt myself piece by piece. I repaired my house. I started running again. I learned how to cook real meals instead of relying on takeout. And one morning, I caught myself realizing I hadn't thought about her for an entire week. That was the moment I knew I had finally started healing. Then, 3 weeks ago, my doorbell rang. It was early evening and I was making dinner. I opened the door and there she was. Same perfume, same smile, same eyes searching my face for some familiar softness. "Hi, Mason," she whispered, voice trembling just enough to sound heartfelt. For a moment I didn't move. Some part of me wanted to shut the door in her face. Another part was curious about why she had come back. She stepped inside like she was walking through a half-forgotten dream, brushing her fingers along a new picture frame. "You changed everything," she said. "I had to," I replied. We sat on the same couch where she once told me she wasn't happy anymore. She spoke the way people do when they're trying to cushion their own guilt, slow, gentle, full of carefully chosen words. She told me she'd messed up, that life hadn't gone the way she thought it would, that she missed the way I made her feel safe. I listened, calm and detached, almost entertained by the fact that she was talking to a version of me that no longer existed. Then she said it, the line that nearly made me laugh. "I've been thinking about us, maybe we could try again." Before I could answer, the front door opened. I had forgotten to lock it. Leah stiffened as footsteps approached, and then Ava walked in. Ava, her best friend. Ava, the one who always warned me that Leah was selfish. Ava, who stood by me when I was falling apart. Ava smiled casually. "Hope I'm not interrupting." Leah's face went ghost white. Ava placed a bag of groceries on the counter like this was her normal routine, glanced at me and grinned softly. "Dinner smells amazing." Leah finally found her voice, sharp, shaky and full of panic. "What is she doing here?" I folded my arms. "You showed up without calling, Leah." She didn't. Her eyes darted between us, desperate for a lie, for any reassurance that what she was seeing wasn't real. But it was very real. Ava spoke next, her tone calm but firm. "I warned you once, Leah. You take people for granted and eventually you lose the ones who actually cared." Leah's expression shifted, confusion, then realization, then anger. "Seriously, Ava? You were supposed to be my friend." "I was," Ava replied. "Until I watched how you treated him. I could have stepped in but I didn't." Watching them face each other felt like finally closing a chapter I'd left unfinished. Leah let out a bitter, hollow laugh. "So what now? You two started playing house while I was gone?" I met her eyes. "No, Leah. You left. I just stopped waiting." Her walls crumbled. She stepped closer, eyes wet. "I made a mistake, Mason. I thought I could find something better. But no one made me feel the way you did." For a split second, an old ghost of who I used to be stirred inside me. But ghosts don't belong in the present. I stood up. "You had your chance, Leah. Twice. First when I loved you. And again tonight when you walked through that door." Ava moved beside me, silent but steady. Leah looked at both of us, jealousy and regret swirling in her expression. She grabbed her purse and headed for the door. Then she paused. "You'll regret this, Mason." I shook my head. "No, Leah. I already regretted you. I'm just done repeating the same mistake." She left, truly left, this time. The door clicked shut and we sat in the quiet. The tension slowly dissolved, replaced by the strange, gentle calm that follows a storm when you realize nothing important was destroyed. Ava breathed out slowly. "You okay?" "Yeah," I said. "Just surprised." She smiled. "You handled that better than I expected." 2 years ago, I said, I would have begged her to stay. "I know," she said softly. "That's why this time is different." We sat together in the lingering silence and I thought about how weird life is, how the person who shattered me walked out for the last time, while the one who helped me rebuild everything was standing right beside me. I looked at Ava. She looked back without flinching. There was an understanding between us that required no explanation, built not on chaos but on truth. She'd seen me at my lowest. I'd seen her patience and kindness through all of it. No pretending. No illusions. She broke the silence. She came to me months ago, you know? I blinked. Leia did? Ava nodded. She wanted advice. Said she missed the stability you gave her. I told her she didn't miss you, she missed the comfort she thought she could come back to whenever she felt like it. It stung mainly because it was painfully accurate. Leia hadn't returned because she loved me. She came back because the world she chose didn't love her back. Ava began unpacking the groceries. You still hungry? She asked. I smiled. Starving. As she moved around my kitchen, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Peace. Not excitement. Not obsession. Just quiet, steady peace. After dinner we sat on the porch. The evening air was cool, the crickets loud, the sky wide and dark. Ava rested her head gently on my shoulder. You think she'll try coming back again? Probably, I said. But there's nothing here for her anymore. She nodded, smiling faintly. Good. Because she already lost the best thing she ever had. I chuckled softly. And what about me? What did I find? She met my eyes. Someone who doesn't run when things get hard. The night wrapped around us, calm and unburdened. And for the first time in a long, long while, the past felt like just that, the past. I didn't feel haunted. I felt home.